Hello, let's see if people can hear me. Hello there, it's Cang Snow. How's everybody doing? I need to hit the record button so I have this for posterity, but hey, there are all two of you. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to do a little bit of live streaming, and just to let you know, I did make a mistake on the YouTube channel. I accidentally left an old title on because I actually didn't intend to stream to YouTube today. I only meant to stream to Twitch. But now that we're here, now I'm stuck. Poopy, thank you for joining me, and thanks for the feedback. I appreciate that. So if y'all know, we like to cover a couple different things that are going on. I find commentating the stuff that comes from Lightspeed, especially when it's already been commentated, feels very how should I say, self-flagellating, self-serving. So I actually, plus I already have people doing that much better than I do. So I like to take a look at other things going on. So today I thought I'd take a look at TSL's Suncrusher event, and if you don't know, TSL is the Saber Legion, and they are a completely different system from us. They use a much thicker, heavier blade than we do, and they use a lot more armor than we do in general. So their fighting style is quite different, and also their iconography is a fair bit different as well. So we'll just be comparing, contrasting, and seeing what they do well and what we can learn from it and stuff like that. Okay. So who do we have here? I got 4 people so far. Poopy Tyrell, thanks for joining. Will in the Gray, thanks Will. Sir Holden, thanks for being here. We'll probably just go through a couple matches, but in particular, I will definitely go over the women's top card for the event today, for this event, and then the men's top card as well. So let's go ahead and get started, I guess. So let me see if I have all this set up properly. I'm going to put my chat somewhere that I can see y'all. And if you want me to pause, let me know. We'll stop. And I actually have a telestrator, actually, which means that I'm actually able to draw on top of the screen, if I can just get this set up properly. So I can actually draw on top of the screen, and we can highlight things actually, so we can have a bit of fun there. So we can do all kinds of fun things. I even have a tablet that'll make it so much easier. So okay, so I did a test stream the other night, and we messed around a bit looking at the first 2 matches of that night, which were between Tony Saffioti versus Mahomie Lab, and Tiffany Hagan versus Kat Rosamond. So a couple names that I know here. I definitely know of Alec Martinez. Alec Martinez is the Red Power Ranger guy. Dave Laudenschlager, he does a lot of the TV shows for TSL, and honestly, that's about all I know. Seth Clendenning here. I think he's current champion. I'm not positive here. Of course, we've got Mark Carrico, who came out of California here, so we've known him for a long time. And he's current champion, I think. And then Alan Block, who's also here in SoCal as well. So we're definitely going to cover that fight, as well as Ruth Marie Hodges and Lauren Madden. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. I definitely want to see Alec Martinez versus Dave Laudenschlager. So we'll go ahead and get this moving here. Guess I ought to go ahead and talk about our guys here. I'm just going to make sure I can see your guys' chat while I'm on there. Okay, so Alec Martinez, Red Kyber Ranger, Dave Laudenschlager. Let's see, height difference, pretty minimal. Weight difference, pretty minimal. Although there is a big reach difference, though. If you take a look, Dave Laudenschlager has only a 63-inch reach, apparently. And Alec Martinez has a 74-inch reach. So I'm very curious where that comes from. Maybe based on their grip style, I'm not entirely sure. So these have both been here for quite a while. Interesting training regimens here. Martinez has Sinawali Eskrima. Actually, don't know what that is. Oh, Sinawali. I think that's Filipino martial arts, I think. If anyone knows in the chat, let me know. Hema Longsword, Military Saber, Iberian Rapier. Iberian, not sure about that one. That must be Spanish, I think, something like that. Near Spanish. Dave Laudenschlager, Italian Rapier, British Single Stick. That's cool. That'll apply very well, actually. And 6 cycles of Saber Combat and Disc Wars. 6 cycles. I guess 6 years? Is that what he means? It's good. It's good flavor there. So.
Now don't tell Alec I called him a bridesmaid or he's gonna kill me tomorrow. I'm not too worried about David, but Alec will kill me.
Irish step dancing. That's cool. For Alec Martinez. Let's see if we can go ahead and fast forward this a little bit. All right. They're getting set up now. Looks like Martinez on the left there. Now, if you don't know, Saber Legion likes to use only two colors, red and blue. So they have a red corner and a blue corner, and so whoever starts in the red corner will have a red armband. And so I think it's on the other side right now, so you can't see it on Martinez on the left there. But Schlavenschlager, who will be coming in on the right, will be wearing a blue armband. Partway through, they trade sides. So unlike Lightspeed, though, in Lightspeed we actually go by the color of the lightsaber, actually, because we use one consistent ring color on the outside most of the time. It really depends on what the team has available to them. So. Now they've had, similar streaming issues as we do, so they definitely have problems where it pauses and freezes like that, and then the fighters display their amazing teleportation ability, stuff like that. So we're going to be dealing with some of that, unfortunately. Orange does have the high ground, you're right. A whole 10-inch high ground, actually. Oh. Nice opening shot for red team. Going for a very pokey style, as you can see. A little hard to see much right now. I talked about this the other night, but Saber Legion has to deal with 4 or 5 referees. They use a lot of staff. For me, that would be really tough to work with. Oh, disarmed. Ouch.
I'm going to call no point.
Illegal scope wasn't intentional by any means.
So one thing to know about Saber Legion is they have very particular rules about where you're allowed to thrust, and I think that Martinez...
we have a quick anatomy and physiology lesson in the ring.
I think Martinez was using a thrusting action, and it went to an illegal target area, I believe, actually. So they threw that point away, I think. Also, has there been more left-handed fencers lately, and what is the point value in this? Yeah, good question, Sir Holden. I don't know if there's been a particular increase in lefties, but if you watch traditional fencing, then you'll know that the top people are usually left-handers, actually. So I'm pretty sure the same thing will happen in the future for Lightspeed as well as all the other systems, actually. As for the points, they only go 1 point at a time, so their scoring system is very simple. You just got to hit first, and whoever hits first scores a point. And you just got to reach match point or run out of time. The most important thing to understand is their targeting, though. They don't count hits to the fingers, and they don't count hits to the hilt. So you can essentially use this whole thing to block strikes and stuff like that. So. Another thing, I don't know if they still do this or not, but they make a habit of counting how many double hits there are, actually. And I think that's because when there are too many, then they start to subtract points from both fencers, actually.
David snipes the arm, closes Alex' lead to 2 points.
I'm not
Alex still
clear.
up
It
4-2.
isn't clear to me that that is a very good solution. But you know, if you have played around with them before, then you may know about it than I. You may know more about it than I
Alex
do.
is up 3 points. He leads David 5-2.
All right, so they have switched sides, and Martinez is up 5-2, I believe.
David has got to find an answer for Alex.
Schlager comes in with a bolt. That's pretty much required technique if you want to go up against someone who has that much more reach than you.
David puts another point on the board. He's still down by 2 points. Alex is still up 5-3.
Low strike there.
David closes Alex' lead to 1
Martinez
point.
comes in from
Alex is
low
up.
on the leg, but Laudenschlager comes in from the top, and Martinez acknowledges the touch. Classic, very rapier-like. Definitely looks like a rapierist, for sure, for Martinez. Kind of got lost there. So where's our money? Where's our money, guys? What do we think? They're
David
pretty
ties it up
similar,
5-5.
but Martinez definitely
David
has
ties it up.
a lot more reach.
1 minute to go. We are tied at 5.
And I don't believe Laudenschlager has ever won. I don't think he's ever been top before. However Martinez
Alex
has,
snipes the arm.
I think.
And Alex is back up 1 point, 6-5. And here we go again.
I choose all simultaneous. Second of the match.
Second of the match.
That's the
No
second
point received.
simultaneous.
Second simultaneous. Alec is still up
Since
6-5.
I the only one here at reach and height, so Alec for me. Yeah, that definitely seems like a major advantage, Sir Holden. It's gonna be a tough thing to get past, but you know, if Laudenschlager's fast enough, then you know it's still possible. By the way, I think the rest of the chat is on Twitch right now, so so if you're sitting there in YouTube by yourself, sorry about that. Thanks for sticking with us. And in fact, Laudenschlager's doing well in this round. He's basically tied up the match for himself so far.
3 line jump to the 3, red point over top.
I like Alex's fight strategy. Apparently, he's trying to score more points than his opponent to win. Because if his opponent scores more points, David wins. So I like Alex's strategy so far.
Commentator being a little sassy there.
I actually saw simultaneous third of the match. Jump points to me.
Hey, back a point.
5-7 in favor of red.
All right, we're at
Still up
5-7,
2 points.
and
7-5.
Red Ranger is still in the lead here. But Laudenschlager did a good job catching up. Laudenschlager now using a pommel grip, actually, if you pay attention. So he's decided he needs some reach here. Question is, can he manipulate? Because when you're pommeling, you have a lot less leverage, a lot less control, you know? But you've got that ever-important reach. He's starting to crash now. He's definitely short on time, so he's got to make up the time if possible. So that's almost certainly why he's really charging in at this moment. Sounds like a bit of a crash there.
Too close to call in my book.
I actually saw the fake rush from red first, red point.
I do not envy this judging team for this match. Alec is up by 4 points, 9-5.
It's 9-5 actually, so the charging is not doing Laudenschlager any favors. I suppose that is a lesson as well.
And David cuts Alec's lead to 3 points, 9-6.
That's an important lesson to take as well, because you know if you're rushing, you're gonna make more mistakes. You know, So it's a really fine line when you're running out of time. You know, you need to go in there to score fast, but you can't make any mistakes either. So that's so that's a rough one. Jeez, look at the size of that pommel. Oh my goodness. Look at the size. Look at the size of Lautenschlager's pommel. Oh my gosh, it's enormous.
But it is not within 1 point. Red is the winner. Red takes match.
And first round to Alec Martinez.
Now here's the thing, that's only the first round, and I have found that TSL has a peculiar habit. They tend to refer to their rounds as matches, so that was only the first round actually. So yeah, that was. I think that went about as predicted. I would say it's always tough when you have a major height deficit. Yeah. Sir Holden says pommel is king. It is. It can be. It can be. You know. So you know what's interesting in Lightspeed is the way that the tactics have evolved. Actually, again, I'm going back to Lightspeed. This is a system that I know. So I don't know how things went in TSL, but the system in Lightspeed, you know, it has varied throughout time as to what were the most popular the tactics and weapons actually. You know, it started out very, very heavy into pommeling actually, and then later on speed became king, you know, because people started using these tiny hilts. And let me see if I can pull one out for y'all. So if you haven't seen one of these, this is a we refer to this as a Tyrant Saber. It's named after Count Dooku actually. It's a really short saber. It's only about 6 inches long. Let me get a little tape measure here. So this thing's only 6 inches long, and so this boy, yeah, it's only just a bit more than, it's about 6.5 inches long, you know. So, and you know, you fight with someone with one of these, and they're like lightning, okay. And so there was definitely a period when these sabers were more available. People were going for these, and they're going super fast, really fast. It was amazing actually. And I actually fought the head trainer over at Kyber Combat in Texas a week or two ago. And he fought with one of these babies, and man, he was so fast. It was really tough. All right, fight started up again, so we'll head back over there.
My lap here. But Alec ties it up 1-1.
Hey, Will. Let's see. Yeah, you need definitely a counterbalance. That definitely helps. Yes, I know. You do the English very well. Let's see.
Flying judges have red point. I actually see simultaneous. Agree with that? Simultaneous first of the match.
Simultaneous first of the match. No point achieved. Right, still first round, still tied up 1-1.
Oh, attempted a bolt, very poorly distanced and timed though. He definitely was already too much in measure, I would say, and Red is already in position to do that.
2-1 in his favor.
Red stuck in the corner here. They're going a lot slower now. I think David Lautenschlager needs to be a lot more careful now, so he can't be reckless. Looks like Red picked him off early, in my opinion, but I'm seeing some blue calls. They're calling it for blue.
And David is up 2 points, 3-1.
And Lautenschlager's actually up 2 points. Another real quick clash.
All 4 line judges agree. Red point on the arm. Fighters get ready.
All right, so it's still 3-2, David's favor.
Nice bolt from Lautenschlager there. Attempt to take the blade. Don't know if he got it or not. But they don't give it to him. They gave it to Red.
Snipes the leg. Up 3-3.
The disco ball is nice, yes.
I actually agree. Simultaneous. Second of the match.
And we got the second simultaneous match. Still tied up 3-3.
Ah.
David just slightly faster.
Oh, David scored it, looks like.
David takes the lead. He's up by 1 point, folks, 4-3.
He is charging in, okay, so he's trying to make up for the advantage loss, but he's also coming with the pommel, so if you've got a fast bolt, you're coming with a pommel, you can definitely make up for a lot of ground, actually.
2 line judges call red. I agree. Red point.
Alec ties it back up, 4-4, after a quick face shot.
Ooh, I think first touch for red there on the shoulder.
I do call red point. 5 point switch sides.
And Alec takes lead, 5-4 Alec.
Red is in the lead. Table, are you ready?
1 minute remains.
1 minute remains. Blue player, you ready?
Down to the final 60 seconds of this round. Alec is up by 1 point.
1 point.
All right, so we're in the same situation as last time. Martinez is up by a point, and Lauderschlager is short on time. So he's got to really do that fine line between rushing to score those points and making a mistake, actually. I know a lot of fencers, honestly, in this position who would probably hang back and probably try to score the points in the last few seconds. And to try, because he needs to, right? He needs to tie it up. He needs to take all the time he needs to tie it up without making a mistake, right? And then he needs to try to score the final point. Otherwise, the advantage is with Martinez right now. Ooh, nice, cool hop there. Actually,
And a quick shot to the head. David takes the lead.
and Lauderschlager actually scores it. That's awesome. Nice movement there. Great hit over the top on the dome.
And Alex snipes the arm, ties it back up.
3 line judges agree as I do. Red point.
And we are back to 5-5.
So Lauderschlager has to win this point. I'm seeing it for blue, it looks like.
I didn't think so here. Okay. I actually saw red make contact after the flurry. Red point.
Good.
Alec is back up by 1 point, 6-5.
Lauderschlager stuck in the same spot. Lauderschlager bolts in. Can't really tell what happened there. Oh, that was interesting. So the ref actually asked Lauderschlager where the hit landed.
Quick cut to the ribs. Alec is up by 2 points.
We definitely would never do that in Lightspeed. And a quick bolt with a thrust. I think it goes to Lauderschlager. Yep.
David closes the Alex lead to 1 point. We're coming down to the nitty-gritty here, folks.
A little sloppy. Martinez picks off on the wrist, but I don't know the timing.
Who wants it more category?
I have 1 red, I have 1 blue, I have simultaneous twice, so I agree simultaneous. Deduct a point from each.
Okay, so that's interesting. So they just deducted a point from each fencer for the simultaneous, because now they've had too many simultaneous hits.
Alec is still up by 1 point. They went back a point to 6-5.
I think Lauderschlager ran into that one. Let's see what the refs have to say about that.
I have 2 red, 1 blue, and 1 undecided. Red point.
Alec increases his lead to 2 points. He's up 7-5.
And I couldn't see anything on that one.
Unanimous decision. Red point under the arm.
Alec is up by 3 points, 8-5. 2-0, 20 seconds.
Thank you. 20 seconds. My apologies. Make ready.
Quick shot to the shoulder.
I have 2 lines of it that go red. Red point.
And Alec is up 9-5. He is at match point, ladies and gentlemen.
think they gave it to blue.
David fires back, but Alec is still up 3, 9-6.
Yeah, Lightspeed only has a few seconds left to make this up.
I actually saw blue, white.
Blue.
And Alec, 2 rounds to none. Final score, 9-7, Alec. That was a quick, fast, hard
All right.
match. Well, let's take a look at what we're saying in the chat.
All right, so interesting fight. Not as lopsided as it potentially could have been. Martinez definitely using his reach to his advantage there. But you saw how Laudenschlag actually started pommeling more towards the in the second half, and he started using a lot more bolts to try to make his way in. So important thing is he's got to use that Suba on his Saber to try to control Martinez's weapon so that he can charge in, and he's got to get that weapon out of the way, of course, right? So that's where we're at on that regard. So yeah, tough one, very, very tough. A tough one to win for sure, but good effort from him. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a sound adjustment here to try to make this a bit more easier to work with. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next bout.
We've got a quick pause, things are shuffling around. People.
Let's see here. So our next bout is going to be, looks like it's a tag team match. It's going to be the Hot Dishes versus the Knuckle Stingers. So let's see what we've got here. Let me get this up on the screen for you guys. Let's see. Sir Holden says, a lot faster than Hema with mostly long swords with it. Looked like lunges, to be honest. Yeah, I think the weapons are not nearly as heavy as actual steel. So, and obviously obviously they're heavier than our Lightspeed blades, you know. But yeah, it's definitely a little quicker, a little lighter, I believe. But you know, overall, it still has that same lineage, though, for sure. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm not blowing myself out here. All right, let's see who we got here. Shannon Cole Cameron and Juliana Alex, the Hot Dishes. 5'1" and 5'7". Okay. Weight, curvy. Reach is inch. Okay. Reach needs help getting things from the top shelf. Time in TSL 8 months. Time in TSL 1.5 years. So they're all relatively new. And over here on the right, the Knuckle Stingers, we've got Elizabeth Bratz and Katie McLaughlin. And I'm actually not sure which is which, to be honest. So let's see. The girl on the left is 5'4", 8 months in TSL, and interesting, the lady on the right has 5 years in TSL actually. So it'll be interesting to see how well she does here. It looks like this might be her first. No, she's done Suncrusher 2 before, so let's see where we're at. And let's see, let's check our chat here. Don't say it, my brain. Beskar Suba, I said LOL. Yeah. Yeah. Will just mentioned having a Beskar Suba, and you know, I guess we might as well chat about that. I've been talking about Subas lately, but if you don't know, I'm super not into Subas. I don't like Subas. To me, they kind of spoil what the majesty of a lightsaber, you know. Lightsabers, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi called lightsaber an elegant weapon, you know, and what does he mean by that, right? And to me, something that's elegant is something that has no extraneous parts. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it does it well, right? And So the thing about a lightsaber is, plasma swords have existed for a long time, and so George Lucas didn't invent the plasma sword, okay, but he did invent the name lightsaber though, and he's the one who decided, how it actually works. It's based on, focus energy from a crystal out into a projection, right? And so therefore, you can't use a guard. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for a lightsaber. A real true plasma sword. So when we say it's elegant, it has no extraneous parts. It has no guard on it because a guard is useless, right? So I think that's what he meant when he talked about it being an elegant weapon. And so I really like to live by that. I really believe in that. And I hate it when you put a Suba on a lightsaber. That just bugs the heck out of me, and I make some allowance for the unstable lightsaber used by Kylo Ren because that has a little bit of story behind it. There's a little bit of more consideration, and I don't know for a fact that it actually works as a cross guard or anything like that. But I'm a bit more tolerant of that than this. So, all right. Anyway, so they're starting to get underway here, and we'll go ahead and put the sound back on the commentary. And we got some dancing going on here. He wanted to call it laser sword, is that right?
Dancy, look out!
Didn't know about that. So this is a tag team match. I've never seen them do one of these before.
Apparently the hot dishes are the fan favorite for this match.
So it's interesting that they're both in the ring. Actually, I don't know if they're going to be stepping out or not. So again, I've never seen this before, so this is kind of exciting. This will be interesting to check out. I think the ref's going over the rules now.
And they are getting their last-minute instructions from the star, Ruthie Hodges. Little Ruthie. Ooh, and it looks like they are ready to swat, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so I'm going to go with pink team and not pink team, basically, because that girl has the really bright jacket.
Bending opponents. And the tag match is underway.
Off they go. Oh, wow, look at that. They got some speed here. Oh, wait. Looks like they are acknowledging a touch here.
A quick shot to the arm and Elizabeth. And they are up 1 point.
Oof, geez. Big, brutal strike from the hot dish there. Onto the thighs, I think. It looks like there was a counter hit
Simultaneous
there.
first of the match, no point achieved. And according to the tag match, after a simultaneous, they must switch.
Interesting. That's interesting rules, yeah. So apparently you switch after every simultaneous. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Oh, we got two pinkies are going after each other right now, actually. Circling around the ring. So the first two were really aggressive, and these two are a lot more cautious. Ooh, thrust to the chest there. Well timed.
Ties it up.
This is the problem with moving sideways, because if you're focused on moving sideways, then you can't step out of range. So I don't use it very often, but some people do it well. But that definitely was a liability in that case.
I'm not talking.
That looked like it almost could have been a pair riposte for a hot dish.
Hot dishes are up by 1 point, 2-1.
The slow dance. Oh, nice thrust again. She's definitely a Sith, okay, guys? Because you know that only Sith use thrust to kill people, okay? Because good guys always have to be able to survive with their head intact so they can talk before they die, right? So we know that girl's a Sith Lord.
And they switch it up.
Oof. Another thrust from the hot dish.
I agree with these judges here. Who got in first? Blue point.
And the hot dishes are up 4-1. Elizabeth's range was a little short on that follow-through.
Objection, blue point.
Snipe to the outside arm. The hot dishes are up. 4 points, 5-1 for the match.
So it's 5-1 for the hot dishes right now. The girl in pink is MVP right now.
Speaking of hot dishes, we expect to have pulled pork in her potluck.
She's doing really well with that marching thrust. You know, it's not real fast, but you know, a point guard makes it really hard to see in space where exactly you are. You know, and so that could be extremely deadly.
Quick snipe. And they close that lead, still 5-2, or 3 points ahead. But they're closing it in. Oh! And a snipe of the arm.
If you have any predictions, let me know. Hot dishes have taken a real early lead there, and it looks to me like we'll have to see if they're able to adjust, but
5-3. Oh. Dyslexia, can't keep the score straight in my head. Okay, the hot dishes are up. 3 points, 6-3. There we go, I fixed it. Second of the match, simultaneous second of the match. No point achieved. Both sides must switch up. Hot dishes still up by 3.
that one girl on the other team, she really likes that sidestepping thing. I'm not sure it's doing much for her.
Hot dishes are back up 3, 7-4.
1 minute remaining.
Bit of a crash.
I guess Shannon didn't need that leg anytime soon. Hot dishes are up 2. 7-5 in favor of the dishes. I wonder if the hot dishes do dishes.
Oof.
I wonder if they'll do my dishes.
That was a low strike.
I better just wash them on my And the dishes are up 3. 8-5. Different match strategies. Oh. And they answer. The dishes are still up 2, but 8-6. They're closing it in.
I'm just like.
So they do this weird thing that I've been noticing. Like, we don't do this at all in Lightspeed, but we don't ask people where they were hit, you know. So I find that very curious, you know. And as a ref, if you're asking people where they were hit, you know, you're doing your job as a referee, actually. So it's kind of interesting. And the reason why, of course, is it's your job to figure out where the hits were and spot them. And if you can't tell, then you need to throw that point away. So it's interesting that they're asking. I see it as kind of a form of non-professionalism, you know. You should be doing your job and you should be good at your job, right? So, but you know, they may have particular reasons for that. Maybe for violation purposes. Okay, not sure what they're doing here. I think that may have been the first round.
And the hot dishes are up by 1. Still 8-7, but they're answering points. Close game, close game.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh. That was almost a good parry.
And the dishes are back up by 2. Match point.
Looks like they did consider a defense, and what they had managed to fire back actually. So, oof. The non-dishes are charging in. She's very aggressive.
And Elizabeth
She's very aggressive.
Dishes still up by 1. Match point. 9-8.
13 seconds on the clock.
3 simultaneous. We'll go with simultaneous 30 match.
Yeah, one.
Each one looks up point, automatic switch.
So I think once you get past 2 simultaneouses, every simultaneous after that, they start taking points away. And you know, I don't know if they understand this or not, but that does gamify your simultaneouses a little bit, you know, because that means that if you're ahead, you are incentivized to try to simultaneous out, to double out to some degree, because that you can use that to stall, you know. As long as you're not losing, as long as you're losing the same points as your opponent is, you know. So if you're ahead, it's totally feasible to stall that way. Now the one exception is that if mutually your points are so low, and you're able to take your opponent's points down to 0.
They come from behind.
Okay, I think that was the second round. So we'll see what comes up next. Hello everybody, if you are just joining us, I'm Cang Snow for Lightspeed Saber League, and I am just covering some other light-based fencing organizations matches. So this is TSL today, and we're covering their Suncrusher event. So we don't do their system. Their system is much different from ours, but I like to branch out and take a look at what we can learn from other systems. So that's where we're at right now. So we're going to see if this match is over, and then we'll probably jump over to one of the finals matches, one of the championship matches for the night. And we'll definitely be covering the Alan Block and Mark Carrico match.
Yes, I am the prettiest man in the broadcast booth. Oh, and there I go again. Oh, or am I there? No, not there. Okay.
All right, we're going to move on, and we're going to go to the Women's Championship. So that will be Ruth Marie Hodges versus Lauren Madden. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. Ruth Marie Hodges, Royale, 5-0. Oh boy, that's going to be rough. 100 and none of your dang business. Reaches 60 inches. She's been in custom sabers for 5 years, and she is one of TSL's full charge consulars. And let's see, she has a win-loss record of 8-3. Gosh, the stats are can be so disparate. Lauren Madden, 5'6", reach is 65 inches, training 20 years of SCA fencing. Wow. Okay, that could be pretty useful, pretty dang useful here. It's about 5.5-inch difference in reach here, mostly coming from their heights. And Madden has been in TSL for 4 years. And let's see. Oh, first place women's tournament TSL 4. Okay. She's been to Crossroads. She's been to the Gathering. She also does the War events in Minnesota. And she has done a Suncrusher event before. And Ruth Marie Hodges has done Dark Watch. So maybe she's from California, actually, because Dark Watch is the local TSL tournament series out here. So, okay, let's go ahead and skip ahead and try to get ourselves to the match here. Oh, looks like they're getting started, so we're in luck. Now, I'm going to have to say that Madden probably has the advantage here. She's got a height advantage, as well as having many, many more years of experience in this than Hodges, actually. So that's a bit. So it's going to be an uphill battle for her. I can't tell right away who that is, but she looks fairly short, so I'm assuming that's Hodges. She is showboating around, trying to show off to the crowd. She has her TSL patches on her pants there, so having some fun. So what do y'all think about TSL's aesthetics? They have a very different mood than we do. They have much more, they're more HEMA inspired, I would say, or say maybe SCA inspired even. And I think they even have a little bit of inspiration from professional wrestling and MMA. For example, they don't use trophies, they use championship belts. And they do a lot more showboating and stuff like that. I actually personally don't mind, but I do want people to take our sport more seriously, and so I am particularly picky about when our people are allowed to, be silly sometimes, So, tell me what you think about that. We definitely have different strategies in terms of how we market ourselves. Oof, interesting outfit there. Floppy red pants. Very enthusiastic. Very enthusiastic.
It wouldn't be a real fight without the hug.
But she's gonna be rough. You can definitely see the height difference. You can feel it.
I have to hug you now.
It's funny because Madden isn't even that tall. She's 5'6". She's not even that tall. But she looks like she towers. She completely towers over Hodges, though, and she looks gigantic next to her positively. So that's gonna be rough.
Fighters, are you ready? Blue fighter ready? Red fighter ready?
And if I was that guy in the front, I would not be sitting there. I think he's a ref, but I'm not sure why he's sitting. Madden going right away for a drop shot, and scores a hit to the mask, I think.
Split decision here, simultaneous. First one.
Oh, calling simultaneous must have been a slight touch from Hodges. And Hodges go for a little reach out towards the knee, but
Two judges call red, then no call.
Madden is quite fast on the
So, two judges, red point.
after blow, but they're awarding it to a first touch to the knee for Hodges. Madden taking up some room there. Definitely trying to pressure Hodges.
Blue point.
And she gets the first touch.
Using her height and reach advantage there.
Hold. Blue point.
And she takes the lead.
Nice bolt from Hodges.
Point.
Hold. Blue point.
A little sloppy there.
Laura is now up 2-3
Fight.
to 1 against Ruthie.
Hold.
Will says, I like to see
Red
the
point.
different armors. Yeah, that's one thing that's
Fight.
it's pretty cool in TSL. We don't really do that so much in Lightspeed. We don't have a culture of it.
Hold. I think I called that prematurely.
Bit of a clash, couldn't
Sorry, that
really
was
tell.
off the Suba. Fight. Hold.
Possible parry or post, but I think that Red
Blue
kind of
point.
snuck in. They're giving it to
And
blue,
Laura's back
though.
out to a 2-point
Can barely
lead.
tell the difference, though. Madden definitely taking advantage of her height advantage. She likes to pommel from her offhand, similar to what I do, actually. And actually, Hodges does something very similar as well.
Red point. Fight.
And Ruthie answers 4-3 in favor of Laura.
Oh, that was just me dropping for my purposes.
Attack is parried by Madden. Well done. They're both looking for openings here. And I think Hodges scores first on the leg there, but I'm seeing at least 2 for blue. And the head ref decides to call a conference.
Not sure what the conference is about.
See, if this was Lightspeed, we would have just thrown this away.
You had a good angle? Okay. All right. After conferring with the judges, Red's shot to the leg missed just by a little bit. Blue point.
Oh, okay.
Ruthie
That's
seems
five.
to be
Switch
having
sides.
trouble
Good
deciphering
conference. Good conference.
Laura's height and reach advantage.
Oh my gosh, she
It'll be
looks
interesting to
so
see how she
big
turns this
compared to her.
around.
Fighters ready.
It
Fight.
must be so tough. This must have been what Liz Panos felt like fighting Hunter at SummerSlash 2 in 2018.
Blue point. Fight.
Again, Ruthie falls just short.
Hold.
Nice bolt there, but can possibly parry.
I agree with these two
posted.
judges. Red came around, scraped the arm. Red point.
Giving it to
Fight.
Red.
Ruthie
So that
answers.
goes a point to
Laura still
Hodges.
got a 2-point lead.
And that's the thing to
6-4.
do when you're short.
Hold.
You got to rush in there. You got to get in there. It's real tough, but you got to do it. It's the only way to win.
Blue came in slightly faster than red. Blue point. Fight. Hold.
A little bit of a
I don't
mess
think there was an
there.
actual strike that happened. It was very close. It would have been invalid if it had struck anyway, so no point.
No point. Laura is
Fight.
still up 3 points, 7-4.
Hold.
Thrust to the
Thrust is too
torso.
low.
Yep.
We're going to call no point on
illegal
that.
action
okay?
from Red.
So, raise
Thrust to
them
the
up.
torso.
No
Keep
point
them out of
again.
there, all right?
Has to be to the chest or up in
It
TSL.
comes in, but you got to slash in, not go in and then slash, because you're making a contact point. Just letting you know. If it didn't make contact and then a slash, it would count, but that did strike.
It's funny how they're basically saying the same sort of stuff that we said.
In the timing, I'm going to say no. So, fight.
30 seconds.
Hold.
Looked like a decent parry.
You heard the angle? You saw it clearly, huh? Okay. Red point to the leg.
That's kind of nice. I think the
And
referees
Ruthie
are
scores. That's the lead to 2 points.
That's pretty good.
She's still down 5-7.
Hold. I'm going to call simultaneous on that. What do we got? 2? It's 2.
Second
Fight.
simultaneous in the match. Ruthie is still down by 2 points.
Hold. Good honor. Red point.
And Ruthie answers,
Fight.
cuts the lead to 1.
Hold.
Another race.
I agree with this judge. Simultaneous. Same time. 1-1. Fight.
Final exchange.
Good parry from the drop shot. Madden just trying to stay away and take it the rest of the time. Hodges bolts in.
Judges to me. What was your call?
Having a conference here. How would these ladies do if they were in Lightspeed? What do you think?
Pretty sure I saw blue.
I saw the red blade fine.
So I say we have no agreement.
I think they'd have a little bit of issue with the linear
All right.
ring.
Judges could not come to an agreement, so we run that again since we need a valid point to end at final exchange. So final exchange will occur now. Fight!
So interesting rule. They require a valid point for the final exchange.
Hold. Nah, I called that sign. That was Suba. That was Suba. I'm sorry.
I didn't get to say my thank you, Sue, but everybody else got to say it before me. Now I'm sad.
Do you want to say it?
Now I'm sad.
No, do you want to say it?
Thank you, Suba.
There you go. Fight! Hold!
Oof, another
Blue, point!
illegal action.
Blue takes the first round.
First round, Allura.
First round for Madden. I don't know if I want to watch this. It's a little bit crashy.
You'll switch rings before we start, but you're good.
Let's see. Is it okay if we just go ahead? Is it okay if we just go ahead? Like, I want to go ahead to the championship match between Mark Carrico
All right.
and
So now we're at a bit of an intermission,
Mark
bit of a
Carrico,
water
if you all
break.
don't mind.
Breathing.
But, what do we think of that bout?
Get around those physical gifts.
Certainly not the best thing I've seen. Their neophyteness does show. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to the championship match.
We didn't start a timer. Okay, stop playing.
I don't see that. I don't foresee that changing
Fighters,
much.
Switch your corners.
Almost certainly Madden will win this
Blue
one.
corner right now, so.
Okay. All right. Mark Carrico versus Alan Block, the Brave and the Silent Assassin. Let's see what we got here. Height's very similar. Weight 230 pounds for Carrico, 150 pounds for Block. Oh boy, that's a huge difference there. So obviously Block is going to be a lot more speedy, and you can definitely see why Carrico uses the strategy that he does. And if you're not familiar with him, you'll see. Let's go ahead and rewind that real fast, and let's go ahead and make sure that we get a chance to look at everything here. Mark Carrico, 6 years of Kuksul 1, which I actually don't know anything about. I don't know what that is. 5 years of LED Saber Combat, 4 years Marine Corps Martial Arts, 3 years in Victorian Military Saber, 2 years Italian and English Rapier, and a partridge of a variety of other sword studies. And Mark Carrico does one of the TV shows for TSL, 1/2 of the Tag Team Championship belts, current annual tournament standard belt holder. He's been to Bladetoberfest, Awakening, Dark Watch. Yeah, Mark is from SoCal, by the way. Effervescent, yeah. And Alan Block, also from SoCal here. A lot faster, most likely. The reach is very, very similar. Okay. And his training, 4 years of sparring experience, instruction, Institute of Martial Arts Training. Seems a little bit less specific with Capriquarius Arts. Oh boy. Okay. I think that must be his school. Davin-Rich European Martial Arts School. Wow. This sounds very hoity-toity, actually. Golden Gate School of Arms, Western Circle of Sword Fighters. Wow, sounds very, very posh. National co-founder and creator of the Unity Rules Set, first at TSL 3 and 4, third at TSL 5. Championship belt holder from 2018 to 2019. So if you don't know, they once called Alan Block the LeBron James of lightsaber fighting, actually. So he's someone that has been promoted in TSL before, actually. So he's a well-known name, even outside of TSL. So if you're not aware, and if you're just joining us, we are just covering some matches from the TSL Suncrusher event in Florida. And we are not TSL. TSL is a different fighting system, and it's a lot slower. It's a slower, heavier type of combat. Doesn't mean that their fighters are slow necessarily. Okay, they still fight hard. They still fight quite hard, actually. So don't be fooled by that. But yeah, it's definitely a simpler system. Our system is a little bit more complex. Has a lot more nuance to it. Comparatively, Saber Legion is very straightforward. Just hit first and score a point. 1 point only. And so yeah, Mark Carrico has a very stable style. He basically pommels his saber and fights from the back, waits for you to come to him. He very rarely makes the engagement. And I believe that is him there in the corner, in the blue side. And we're just waiting for Alan Block to be announced. But I'm going to have to clear my throat for a second here, so I'll leave you guys with this sound.
So what are your thoughts on this match, David?
So this is pretty much going to be a match of economy versus dynamic. Mark is a very economical fighter. Everything he does is pretty much going to be, very no wasted energy. Alan can move very dynamically around the ring very fast. He has to close the distance on Mark. So they can do that.
Well, it is definitely going to be a very interesting match, to say the least.
He's our first contender for the championship series belt, standing at 5'10" and 180 pounds. Alan the Brave Block.
Just so you know, we're rooting for Alan here. Okay, that's just mandatory.
And Director Graham steps into the ring, and we're about to get going.
Okay, I want predictions. Okay, so if you don't already know what happened in this match, I want predictions. Okay, give me your predictions in chat. It's basically speed versus defense, pure efficiency, essentially.
Red fighter, blue fighter, fighters ready. Fight!
Oh, dang! Ouch! Initial action from
All
Carrico
line judges.
comes charging out, and you could actually see the bend on that hit, dude. He came in real hard on that one. I wonder if these guys have some bad blood or something like that. Wow, another bolt from Carrico. Not doing anything that I would have expected from him at all. He is really taking the fight to Block. He has definitely planned for this match. He has definitely come in with a certain set of tactics, and right now, he may be shocking Block right now because he's really coming out the gate for those hits.
2 to 1-handed.
Fight!
Carrico received an informal warning. I'm not sure.
Carrico
Three
going
judges
for
say
the
blue
parry,
Made it look
but
like
Carrico
Fighters
wiggles
ready.
the blade in
Fight!
and scores a third point.
Hold!
Very thrusty here.
Are you voting or no?
And I'm definitely seeing
All right. Okay.
some off targets here, I'm pretty sure. We're seeing thrusts that are going not where they should. I'm almost positive.
Fight! Hold!
Another thrust for Carrico, I think.
3 judges, blue point, and I agree.
Alan's got to get off the line. He's got to clear Mark.
Fighters ready.
before he can make
Fight!
Okay, this is not a good start for Block right now.
Hold! All judges, 100% say blue
Carrico
point.
is definitely creating that threat.
Fighters
very,
ready.
very well.
Fight!
And they are not announcing the points, so I don't know what they are. Block definitely got this one first.
Judges, red point. Fighters ready.
All right, red is on the board.
Hold!
Oh, hit to the Suba, I think, with a riposte.
I actually agree with this line judge. Actually, hold. Clear your corners. Line judges in, please.
All right, I think they're going to
I have
determine
the
whether
same perspective.
that was successfully blocked by Carrico with a return thrust. Let's see. Will says, looks like joust. Looks like jousting. Yeah, they're coming in real hard, real fast, or Carrico is anyway, and they're going for those point attacks, actually. So yeah, very jousting-like, for sure.
I actually thought I saw that.
Yeah, right now, I would say Block is in trouble, because Carrico has definitely broken out of his normal style of combat. He's really taken the fight to Block, and I don't know if Block prepared for it or not.
Line judges, we will call this point for red. Red point.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
So it looks
yes.
like they
Fighters ready.
decided that the defensive action did not succeed, and so they gave that point to Block.
Honor. Blue point.
Very small.
Switch sides, gentlemen. Reset. Reset.
Difficult one for the judges to call.
Well, we just hit the 5-point switch with Carrico up by 3.
Caraco's up by
Fighters
3 points
ready.
already.
Fight! Hold!
I think block gets thrust on the leg, if that was valid.
2 line judges, simultaneous, second in the match. Third in the match, everyone lose a point.
Oh,
Fighters
simul.
ready.
They lose points.
Hold, time. Squire? We require a squire. Yes, you need a squire.
That's Melody Graham, by the way, if y'all don't know.
Excellent.
I think she heads the
Fighters
Florida charter along with her husband. I forget his name right now.
Hold!
You'll have to forgive me. You know, it's funny. She is such an integral part of TSL that when she threatened to leave, they actually chose her over the CEO.
Hold!
I won't get into the details on that, but Melody Graham,
I agree.
yeah, I think they owe a whole ton to Melody Graham for everything that they've got.
2 line judges, I agree with. Red point.
I applaud them.
Fighters
Oh, because They had
ready.
a good break.
Yeah, they have no. There's no.
Fight!
fear.
Hold!
Another race.
Okay. Apparently my electronics are a little wonky. Sorry. You didn't see. You saw simul. All right. We're gonna call it a simul. No point achieved. Oh my God, 4. Everyone loses a point. Yes, sir. Fighters ready.
Mark Caraco still
Fight!
has a 3-point lead, but the new
Hold!
score is 4-1. Soon to be changing again.
Yeah, they're just racing right now, which is not good for Block, but Block may be intentionally trying to take the score down to 0. And then in that case, I actually don't even know what they do.
I agree with these 3 line judges. Red made it there first. Red point. Fighters ready.
And we're down to a
Fight!
1-point lead.
Now he's not working the measure. He's not necessarily moving.
Hold.
Might have been a touch for Block.
Just out of distance and marking them with
Back.
moving back.
Reset.
Being very
Line
slow
judges in,
as
please.
retreats and then moving back in. So
To the layman terms, he's exhibiting
Was it top
great
of the hand
timing.
and fingers? Back of the hand?
yes.
Back of the hand.
By
I just want to
working
confirm
distance.
no one's going to be like,
Yeah,
it's
they can do
fingers.
timing.
So they're trying to determine whether the hit was on the hand or the fingers, because the hand counts as a hit, or palm, but the fingers don't count.
Thank you. After confirming it is a valid target area, we will assign the point to red. Red
Okay, so Block scores a hit to the back of the hand,
Allen ties it up.
tied up.
and it's tied. Good job.
Fighters
guys.
ready. Fight! Hold!
Another race.
In a match of who could get there first. Neither
Apologies for
achieved.
the
Simultaneous. Let's go again.
Points won't go below 0. I actually have no idea if you're asking or if you're just telling me, so. Oh, you must be. Thanks, appreciate that. Breaka. No, the Breakas, New Mexico Tuscans.
Fighters ready.
You'll have to tell me who you are, because I don't know who you are, but thanks for the info.
Hold!
Mm,
2 line judges.
the
Red
tech's
point.
out the window right now. They're just
Fighters
racing.
ready.
It's hard
And
to see
Allen
much
pulls
of
ahead
what's
by
going on.
1.
Hold!
Almost pair riposte.
I agree with the 3 line judges. Initial contact was made by blue. Blue point.
Yeah, I think they call it on the back of the hand.
Fighters
on that
ready.
hit there.
Fight! Hold!
Russ, that definitely went to blue.
I agree with this line judge. Initial contact was made by blue. Blue point.
Mm-hmm.
Fighters ready.
Underside. It didn't hit him
Fight!
in the torso. Came underside. Hit the arm.
Little wiggle there from Caraco. Block trying to be a little more judicious here.
Hold!
Can see that one.
All judges, red point.
Red point.
Fighters ready. Fight!
Christian,
Yep,
thank you for
4
the
apiece.
information.
Hold!
This is becoming the very competitive match we thought it was going to be.
Two line judges say blue, and I agree with these 2. Blue points. Fighters ready. Fight! Hold!
Ow! Big thrust from blue. Or they
All
call
the
it off
line
target,
judges
though.
call blue, so blue point.
Oh, went to
And
the chest,
Fighters
I
Caraco
ready.
back
believe.
up by 2.
They're giving that to Caraco.
Hold!
Oh,
Hold!
gosh. Desperation makes you do some ugly stuff.
I agree. I think before any contact was made, Mark actually technically kind of slipped out of the ring. For safety, we will call no point can be achieved.
Oh.
Fighters ready.
So they gave no point because Caraco actually touched the ring, so I guess went out. think that was a little touch on the forearm for blue.
I actually agree with the red line judge here. I'm calling red. Red point. He made it there first. Fighters ready. Fight!
Come on, come on.
Suba,
Stay alive.
hold.
I think that went to blue.
4 line judges. Blue point.
And Carrico back out to
I know.
2.
He got your
7
Suba.
to
You
5.
got him
How
first.
much time left? Maybe 40 seconds.
Oh, you're talking to your friend. Okay. Fighters ready. Everyone's a comedian. Fight! Hold! 3 line judges agree. Blue point.
It doesn't
Fighters
appear that
ready.
Mark's contact makes
Fight! Hold! I agree with the 3 line judges. Red point.
Oh
Fighters
no,
ready.
Alan's using
Fight.
one of those hilts too. Ah.
Hold!
He's using that smokestack hilt. Oh, I don't like him.
I agree with the 3
I
line
don't
judges.
like
Blue
him.
point. Fighters ready.
Alan
Fight!
is definitely pushing the pace here. Mark seems he's
Hold!
breathing a little
Rust
heavy.
and failure to defend from red. That was definitely blue, if it's on target.
Hold time. Go to corners. Line judges in, please, because I think I disagree with you.
Let's see what the refs have to say.
All I saw blue
didn't
come up
see
over
what
top, but I saw
actually
red.
Yeah,
right side.
smokestack.
And I had this point of view. Did anybody else?
It's that hilt that Carrico makes along with Dale Snyderhan, I think. Above the Suba, there's an extension of steel. You know, so it's basically a long extension of metal. So if you just take a samurai, imagine if you took a samurai sword and you move the Suba down halfway the grip. That's what I call the smokestack because it's just pure steel there. I just don't like them very much.
My point of view, and it came underneath and it came down on top, in my opinion. So I'm so sorry that I'm going to be through all these for one time.
And I am so sad that they're both using the smokestacks right now. If they have a moment, I'll highlight it
All
for
right,
you.
after conferencing with the line judges, I am going to use my power as a director to veto their votes. Red receives this point.
Well, actually, we do have a question
Points
from the
red.
chat room here. It says
Fighters
they're trying
ready.
to figure out what the artwork
Right.
is on Mark's.
Okay, so let's take a look at the smokestack real fast here. So there is actually so Mark grips the saber all the way in the back. Mark. So the lightsaber actually starts right here. That's the lightsaber. Okay. So this is a cutoff point. You know, the rest of that is steel. Okay. So that thing right there, that's what I call the smokestack. And apparently both of them are using it right now. T. Sedai says, I feel like your soul dies a little every time you see a hilt you don't like. It does. It does. Yes. And hello, sweetheart. Thanks for joining us. Adios, gone. Never mind, it's back. Okay, all right. Let's get back to the fight, guys.
I don't know. I know he just did
30
it.
seconds
Oh!
left. I think he got the parry,
looks
but
like
I don't
All
think he hit
judges, blue
anything.
point. Blue takes this match.
Rabbit grizzly bear, something like that.
Blue takes first round, and again, they call it a match instead of round. It just annoys the heck out of me because I just don't know what's going on with the fight, you know? They often, they call it a match, but they mean round. If you got any ideas, tell me what you think about the match so far and what you think that what Block needs to be doing. What we just saw is basically Mark Carrico very much breaking out from what we normally see from him. You know, he's generally not known as an aggressive fighter. He's not known as someone who takes the fight to the opponent. He waits for them to come to him. Right out the gate, he just starts trying to come after Block like crazy. Actually, I don't know if Block was prepared to deal with that. Let's see what we got in chat here. I'm new to all this, but is there a specific reason you dislike the smokestack? If you already explained, no worries. I can always rewind and look for it. I don't mind explaining it again. In fact, let me go ahead and pause, and I'll actually use my actual powers of my artistry here. But so, here's the smokestack thing, and there's the extension of. Are you seeing it? No, you're not seeing it. Hold on. There we go. And then this part, I need to bring in some colors here. Let's see if we can get some colors in here. And then this part is the lightsaber, right? And I really, really dislike this thing here, because your Suba's all the way down here. Like, why do you have this steel pipe? Like, what is that for? It's weird. I don't know. It's just me, I guess. I care about how things look. I'm vain. All right. It looks like Christian calls it the Meta Saber. So not a term I've heard before, but good to know. So we need to think about what Block needs to do to win his match here, because I think he prepared for a very different game. Yeah, so Christian says it's to max out saber length. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. It's ugly. I don't like it. No offense, Mark. I really mean none, but that's just my feeling, so sorry about that. But yeah, I just don't. I hate it. I already don't like Subas. I do not like Subas. They don't belong on a lightsaber. Okay, if you watch my TikTok today, then you'll know why. Okay, but that just makes it way worse. More power to him. That's totally cool. But all right, we're back in the fight here, so we'll get back in. But if you've got ideas about what Alan Block needs to do to take this match, drop that in the chat, and we'll talk about it. And let's see if the strategy changes here. In this case, it looks like Block is taking the fight over to Kariko. Block charges in, and I think Kariko gets some kind of a defensive there. But they didn't call the point, so I don't know what they awarded. Okay, more aggressive footwork here from Block this time. He's trying to vary his position in space a lot more.
I agree with this line, Judge. Red point.
Feet's a little bit frozen.
Fighters ready. Fight!
Yeah, I don't like handguards. For lightsabers. Okay, Mark taking up some room there. Another race. Ouch. That looked like it might have hurt.
Line judges in.
I think that hit the chest.
That was definitely first touch for Kariko.
I think you were right. It rode up in.
But they want to check where that hit landed. Kariko has to be just a freaking card farm, because he does all the thrusting. So, and like we mentioned earlier, you have to hit the chest when you're thrusting. You can't hit the stomach. And so, yeah, that's real precarious. And especially with very stiff blades, those things can definitely slide off and careen around. So it's dangerous.
Just the acquaintance that I have with him.
I'm glad we don't have to deal with those in Lightspeed.
Also say it kind of looks like a Sasquatch.
They're having trouble with this one.
I mean, technically, if I'm looking at it now, I see the fang mouth layout, and you can see that what they do in Lion.
Okay.
So here's what I think is good for Block right now. I think he is doing a better job taking the fight to Kariko, and trying to keep him in his lane right now, because he's trying to force him to do the strategy that he came for,
After conferring with my line judges, we have determined that Red actually did make it there first. The secondary hit from Blue will not count. Red does receive this point.
Okay, so that didn't matter then. So they're actually scoring it first for Red.
2-1 for this round.
Fight!
Oh, I'm sorry. That was 3-1.
Trading places. I think that was first touch for Blue on the leg there, but I'm seeing some Red.
3 judges. Red point.
Giving to Red for a hit to the top of the dome.
Fighters ready.
3-point lead for Allen.
Did you say wait? Oh. Fighters ready. Fight!
Kariko trying to go aggressive again. That was almost definitely for Blue first.
Point.
Yep.
Fighters ready.
Right now,
Fight!
with Mark getting tired.
Ouch! Another big hit to the body with a thrust.
You know, Mark gets out of the game.
And I think I think Melody Graham actually literally just asked them to
Could this not also be games?
do less thrusting. I'm actually going to rewind that, actually.
It was a little low,
I'd like to
right?
hear that again.
Okay. Hold. Did you say wait?
All right. Let's
Fighters
listen
ready.
carefully here.
Fight. Hold. All judges, blue points.
I went too far back.
Fighters
She
ready.
says.
Right now,
Fight!
with Mark getting tired, I
Hold.
knows,
Can we stop maybe doing thrusts?
is that, if Mark gets out,
Yeah, she's getting
Seth?
worried.
he needs to be talked off the ball.
She literally just asked them to stop thrusting.
Well, could this not also be gamesmanship anyway?
That's what I thought. It was a little low, right? Okay.
Whew. Yeah, uncomfortable. Real uncomfortable. They are conferring with the judges, talking about the thrusting actions, I believe.
Okay. Either way, this point will not count. Fighters ready.
They threw the
Fight!
point away. They didn't make a determination.
Hold.
Very simple advice I gave Mark, and that was mainly for safety, but also to help him.
Two judges say blue, blue point.
Keep the fight.
Fighters ready.
Just a
Fight.
So let's pause for a second here. There's some talk about thrusting here. So this is funny that we're talking about this, because thrusting is not legal in Lightspeed, okay, already, okay? And we're watching TSL right now, so they have a very different system, and they are allowed to thrust, okay? But they thrust to particular zones, okay? So you're not allowed to thrust to, I think you're not allowed to thrust to the head, definitely not the neck, and your thrust has to be to the arm or hands or to the chest, I believe. To the chest. And so several points have been thrown out because they were striking below the chest armor. And you can see how uncomfortable head ref Melody Graham is by what we're seeing here. It is a legitimate move, but yeah, it's real dangerous, and those blades are not designed to bend. A fencing foil is designed to bend, an epee is designed to bend for safety purposes. But these things don't bend, okay? They definitely don't bend, and with the level of striking that we're seeing, you could see Mark's blade is bending on those hits against block, So right away on this match, you could see that issue happening immediately, And again, you can see Melody Graham's discomfort here. So again, in TSL, thrusting is legal, but you must do it to particular areas. And I think we're seeing a fair amount of thrusting that's going off target into the soft tissue areas. So as the Roth says, yeah, hitting the soft spots with a hard jab probably wouldn't leave you feeling your best. No, definitely not. And you can see, again, the discomfort that the referees are having with this right now. It remains to be seen whether any kind of penalties are going to go up against Carrico for any of this. Could those snap, or would they just get bent? I mean, they can snap, but I think heavy grades really have to take quite a beating before they're going to bend or snap, actually, and probably not from a thrust. So that's where we're at right now. A little precarious here. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
to breathe.
Hold.
Use some colorful expletives, but I won't say them on the stream.
So far, it's all thrusting at this
Two
point.
judges say
There have
red,
been a
red
few times
point.
when I would have loved to tonight.
But they give a point to red, so good on you, Block.
But,
Switch sides. Reset.
They're switching sides now. Hopefully Alan's okay. So here's one thing that people may be surprised at, okay? But, the Saber Legions, I don't know what they're... maybe Christian in the chat can help me out with this, but are you required to have actual protection at the stomach here? Or what? Because I'm wondering about how the thrusting rules work, since you're not allowed to thrust to the stomach, So do you actually have to have actual armor for your stomach, or what? I would love to know. Big thrusting attack there from Carrico.
Agree. Blue point. Fighters ready. Fight.
Ha1002 asks, what do you think they should do to counter the lunging thrusts? Good question, yeah. Well,
Judges, blue points.
I would say that Block is definitely better at the defense. Noah, thanks. Hey, Noah, thanks for joining us here. TSL requires hard upper chest protection. Yeah, appreciate that. I'm definitely wondering about what you required for below on the chest for your stomach area here. So in my opinion, to counter the thrusting action, the good thing about the thrust is that it's very parryable once you parry it correctly, and with TSL blades, it's very easy to knock it offline. Blocking is definitely easier in TSL compared to Lightspeed, so you can definitely knock it off to the side, and you really should be able to get Karako to commit to a lunge so that he can parry that off the line and just leave the blade there, and Karako should basically run into it, So that would probably be the best choice given the fact that Karako is really on the offensive in this match right now. Azeroth says, that's what I was thinking. Will, divert it to the side with a side block, divert it to, so to speak. Yeah, I completely agree, Will. I think that is definitely the best way to go. But we may be in a tough spot for block because, Karako definitely does not usually go on the offense this much, So, it depends on whether he can get into the right headspace to use the right tactics here. At least that's what I think. What do you think?
Fight! Hold!
So that's interesting, actually. Look at that. I'm going to put that back for a second here. I want to see that one again.
Fighters ready.
Let's look at this.
Fight!
Okay, watch carefully, okay? Watch what he's doing. Watch what block is doing. That's interesting. See, he's doing a side lunge. He's trying to step offline. He's trying to step offline and score that thrust. And let's all listen to Director Graham's sigh of exasperation.
Hold!
That is pain.
All right, line judges to me. You guys go to the corners.
That is pain, guys.
I didn't have the perspective, actually, so I didn't...
That is the pain of being a referee, okay?
So Alan got him in the third?
Give me sad face in chat if you've been a referee.
And Alan misplaced his, so he's wearing mine. So I know his gorget works.
In chat, how's everyone tonight? We're doing good, I think. Thanks for joining us, Chris. What is the best way to parry, though? He seems too fast to rely on reaction speed alone. Yeah, so that's a good question. So one thing you have to do, first of all, is to make sure you have the right distance, So you need to control your distance carefully because the further you are from your opponent, the more time you have to react to what your opponent is doing. So you need to be at the right point in space, okay? First of all. Second of all, you want to make sure you are using... Uh-oh. Hold on. They're calling medical here.
That are all gonna
They're calling medical.
possibly contend for the.
Well, you also do have a short, rather
right there,
attractive
confused.
bald guy who wears the
Okay, good.
for holy armor. He could be a dark horse for the entire thing.
Hopefully.
It slid up. It wasn't intentional, obviously, but yes.
Okay, so they're checking on Alan, I think, or I can't tell who that is right now.
I'll be fine.
So that's Mark there, because I can see his blue band. Looks like Mark may have been injured. I hear the refs talking about a slide up, so it seems like the thrust from block may have slid up the chest, and up into the neck, because I heard them mentioning a gorget. I am not sure if Karako is wearing his gorget. I think they mentioned something about his gorget. Or maybe his gorget broke, I don't know.
Dale.
Oh my God, really?
Stop.
Sorry, as I
I'll talk to you later.
fiddle with the camera and stuff like that, my
Yeah.
production brain is never turned off. It's always on. You
He's
gotta
what?
give props to Wesley
Probably
over
also
here,
didn't
who's
know
been
you're
running the
standing right
switcher and checking the
Oh.
sound all night as I've been jumping between fighting, directing, and everything else. So he has been a rock. And,
Earlier he was saying that he
appreciate
got
you
some
being
finger
here
shots,
the
and
whole
I was
night.
like, were they below the knuckle or below
Talking
the
and
below?
engaging with the masses.
Yeah, I can't hear everything they're saying.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I couldn't have done it without Alexis. And I
promise to
couldn't
God
have
I'm
done it
making the
without
best calls I
Gavin.
can.
I mean,
Yeah.
those two.
Okay.
Sounds like there's a little bit of contention between the ref and Karako. Graham's saying she's making the best calls that she can. Carrico possibly a little bit upset here. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Hopefully no hard feelings, but it sounds like there's a little bit of contention, a little bit of conflict going on here.
Those two really tagged in on me. It helped me out. Okay.
Do you need some water?
We have a score of 6-5.
You don't want any water, gargle, or
Favoring
anything?
Alan at this point. Alan is only up by 1, so we'll see how this rolls.
Okay, cool. So Alan's up by 1, so that's awesome. If it's fair, obviously. So there's a little bit of argument here.
Okay. So the initial shot, I agree, we're probably
Again,
too
it is
close to
6-5
really
Alan.
tell, although it is not like something we're going to give a warning for, because it was obviously a mistake. It was an accident, so this is not like an intentional thing. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just call it simul and move on with our life. Okay.
Okay, so they've decided to move on, and they feel the action was.
Actually, Derek, Mark.
You know, that's funny that they talk about something being unintentional, you know, but in Lightspeed we talk about whether it was preventable, you know, because no accident is intentional, right? And yet you can have people who are just really reckless, you know, or their technique is poor, and so they end up causing accidents all the time. And so, you know, it may be unintentional, but it is preventable, and that's a really important distinction. A lot of people don't understand that. Rock Hard Lee says beating a speedy opponent is a lot of foreseeing, anticipation, and spacing. Absolutely true, yes. Okay, all right, so it looks like they're getting back to it. Hopefully everybody's okay over there.
Simul.
All right, simultaneous on that. 6-5, red.
Oh, yes,
Yep,
let's
6-5
go.
in
We're going to
favor of
resume
Alan.
the
Alan
clock.
is
He's
still
ready
up
to
by
go.
1.
And they're getting back into it.
All right. On the last point, we're going to call it as a simultaneous. They both hit the same time, just red stepped in, and it went up into blue's next. Unintentional next shot, so no point can be achieved. Fighters ready. Fight! Hold!
Oh, this time it was a hard thrust from block to the stomach.
I saw
Melody Graham sighing.
But I also saw Mark run straight into the thing,
Yeah,
into his
it's just
gut.
if it ran into a thrust
Yeah.
or not. We did not have the angle.
So here's the thing, you know, so TSL, you know, their armor standards are different, you know, but you know, I think they could stand to raise up their standards a little bit.
You saw the same thing.
Capacity for a hit,
Okay, but you
couldn't
called
tell
it
you
as a
exactly
simul,
where.
or you called it as a medical thing. Okay. No call.
No call.
And again, no point achieved.
He's not
Are
having
you ready to go
time.
on again, or you need a moment? Okay.
Alec
Fighters
is,
ready.
or Alan
Fight!
is favored by 1 point, 6-5.
Hold. Slipped in.
And Mark did snipe the wrist.
Anyone else confirm?
Yeah, he snapped the leg.
Two line judges do
The wrist,
confirm. Slipped in.
and then
Grazed
knocked
your
it.
just grazed your glove. Blue point.
Just out of the way and sniped the leg on the, and got the cut instead of
Fighters ready.
I think I only saw the
Fight!
follow-through then.
Yeah.
Get some fancy footwork here, trying to vary things up a bit.
Hold.
Another thrust.
That went
Kind of
nice
a
try.
Three line judges say blue. Blue
He
point.
followed up on that.
Alan holding his position.
Fighters ready. Fight.
And Mark is up.
Hold.
Another big thrust from both. Alan a little
He
confused
hit you.
here.
Right. I didn't call a point yet. I just called hold. Thank you for honor. Red points.
Well, with that honor call, we are tied up 7-7 in the second round.
Time. 102. Plenty of time. Tied up. Ready. Fight.
Where it's gonna really kick into gear.
Hold. Oh,
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch. Thrust to the thigh or the groin.
all right, 3-line judges say blue point, red's point that did make contact with a thrust to the upper part of the thigh that slid over into the groin. No point can be achieved from red. Blue does receive this point. Yes. Fighters ready.
But there's no cards. You
Fight!
have to assign cards.
So that was a groin shot and it followed
Hold!
by a shot. And looks like a little less than
2-line judges agree. Red
Yep,
point.
we're actually looking at about
Fighters
54
ready.
seconds left.
I gotta be honest with you, Alan looks a bit frustrated to me based on his body language. A very cool side lunge.
Alan making those lunges look
Of the
really
game of who made it there first, blue says is blue
Ugh.
point.
I thought Joe blanket
Fighters
Feeling bad for
ready.
these guys. This is a rough fight.
a hard match to call. I thought that was the match
Hold!
of the night. I'm seeing a tie.
All
match of
line
the night.
judges, red point.
Well, you expect that.
This must be how our refs felt for the final on Saturday. That was, yeah, it got quite messy, you know. And
Hold,
character on
hold,
the floor.
hold. Can anyone else confirm? That is not what I would confirm. So we're going to reset and try again. Fighters ready.
Still 9 apiece.
I think it's
Next
match
point.
point
Fight!
here. So if Kerko gets this point, he wins the whole match here because it's the second round. Being real careful here.
Hold.
And yeah, that's definitely marks.
3-line judges say blue, blue point.
So that's
Kerko
10-9.
takes it!
And gentlemen, holding 3 belts for the first time in Saber Legion history, your new championship series belt
And they're having a discussion.
Mark, 3 belts,
Hopefully they're okay.
Silent Assassin Kerko.
So that means that Mark is the first person to hold 3 belts at once. So everybody should know that his name from now on is Marky 3 Belts. Marky 3 Belts. That is his name.
So if you didn't hear that from the announcer, Mark
starts
actually holds
losing
3
belts.
different belts.
I'm confirming
in
Marky 3
TSL.
Belts, at least until TSL 6, or he loses the tag. Or
So I guess he must have the tag team belt and the exotics belt and the standard belt.
8. 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need Mark and Alan.
Yeah, TSL doesn't use trophies. We use medals. Some things use trophies. They use championship belts. You'll see it here.
Melody.
Alan, big step up. Come on, Alan.
Melody.
That's good sportsmanship.
Oh.
guys. Give him a hand.
Can you guys, hi. Guys, can you look at the camera, please? I'm so sorry.
Looks like they have a prize lightsaber
No,
too.
you have to look at the camera. Yeah.
Boys.
All right.
The proud owner of brand new custom edge selected Sabercraft Eagles for the custom Suncrusher stand and the championship series TSL belt Mark Kerko.
My hands are way too twisted.
I know.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
You put it on your
We're going to save the speeches for the following fighters out, guys. Listen, everybody, thanks Studio Kid for being such a gracious host. So let us say next
John, if we ever have championship belts, we'll make a spinner for you.
And that closes it. Have a good night.
It is not. It is a push. Up. There you go.
Leslie, all the judge line judges direct.
Okay, so that is the end of the of TSL Suncrusher event. Wow, yeah. So overall, it seems like they did a pretty good job of streaming everything. It looks like they could have used a better connection. It was pretty spotty to watch everything, but otherwise everything else was pretty decent. It's well lit. I don't really like the elevated string lights personally. That seemed like a hazard to me. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. A lot of the stuff that we are seeing in that final matchup is the kind of stuff that I worry about. It's the kind of thing that I want to make sure doesn't happen in Lightspeed Saber. So it's one reason that I prefer to use the Lightspeed blades. And it's interesting that TSL, I think, TSL and SMAF are the only two organizations at this point that are light-based fencing that use any thrusting, you know. And you know, I think they do. You know, I think that increasing the armor standards would be a good idea. You know, because you're just seeing those kinds of issues, and both of them are going for thrusting. And you might ask, why are they going for thrusting so much? You know, and the truth is that thrusting is a very effective strategy. It's a very, very effective movement. It's very, very efficient, and because it comes straight at you, this is what I call silhouette theory, actually. So when, for example, when an attack is coming at you, right, you can see its silhouette here coming at you, right? So you can judge where it is in space and where you can block it, right? But a thrust, it has a very small silhouette. It's coming right at you, okay? So it's hard to tell where it is in space. It's hard to tell where to block it, right? So this has a very small silhouette or profile, right? So that's what I call silhouette or profile theory. A cut has a really large profile or silhouette, and a thrust has a very small silhouette or profile. And so that makes it a very, very effective movement to use. And one thing that is, especially in realistic lightsaber fighting, is because if you don't have it's even more true if there's no handguards, like in Lightspeed. So it's one major reason that we don't use any thrust in Lightspeed. It's not just for the safety factor, but it's also for gameplay, because if you include thrusting into the game, that will almost certainly take over the entire game. It's just going to be epee, basically. And I created Lightspeed so it would be different from epee. Okay, I did years of epee. That wasn't what I was about, you know. Let's check the chat here. Double blades, Tano, can blah 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 blah. Saber nunchucks? Yeah, I don't think saber nunchucks make any sense. Saber lances, then the poking will be par for the course. Yeah, again, same issues. We wouldn't do lances in Lightspeed. It just would be too dangerous unless there's some way that we can make it flop enough that it will be, or to absorb damage, maybe with a spring. But you know, I'm not an engineer, so. Saber staff has been looked down upon. No, I mean, saber staff is wild. You know, I have fought someone with saber staff in Lightspeed, and we call it Maul Saber, by the way, and it was a rough experience. Okay, I won the match easily. Okay, I dominated the match, and yet I walked home with so many bruises because that thing generates so much force, and you know, and it can strike so many times in a short period because, you know, just you row one way and then you row the other way. It strikes really quickly, and I was hit multiple times on like every single exchange. You know, it was just a brutal fight. Don't forget the horse, facepalm, saber horses. Basically saber horses with saber for legs. If Miss Sadai is still in the chat, you know, some roller lightsabers would be a fun thing, I think, right? I think you'd agree. Lightsaber umbrella, like in the Visions episode, yeah. Stabbing to OP, yes, yeah. Stabbing, overpowered for sure, absolutely, and dangerous. John asks, is there anyone decent at Tano? Well, I like to think that I did pretty decent against you the last time we did that. I have a couple of clips of that. I don't know if I have them on hand here, but maybe I can pull them out somewhere if I can find them. But that was a good time. I don't know. You tell me if I was good at it or not. You tell me. I do have the video. I do have those videos, but I just don't know if I have the exact clips. So I really don't want to waste too much time searching for them. But maybe we'll find them later. I'm trying to get good at Tano. You know, it's really tough without handguards, and having the slightest touch that touches your hand is going to pick you off. That's real rough. But it's doable. I believe that is doable, and it's I'm coming very close to coming up with a form that we can teach. So give me another year or so. Azeroth says, on a serious note, I did notice after the first few jabs, it seems like the entire fight ended up falling into a jab match. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's absolutely what happened. And the truth is, the most efficient way to counter a jab is to, you know, parry online like that, so that you can counter jab like that. You know, that's the most efficient thing that you can do. And you know, if you're going for your championship, you know, it's all comes down to those. It all comes down to those tiny, minute percentages, and so you gotta take every advantage that you possibly can. And you know, what's funny is that even if you use a cross guard, you know, the most efficient thing you can do is catch your opponent's blade on the cross guard, and then you need to hold your opponent's blade in that position. So you do that by thrusting in after your parry, you know. So yeah, it was super thrusty match, and I can't imagine that must have been really painful. John, let's see. Will says, with rollerblades, I'd imagine it looked like the Autobot sideswipe from the 2 Transformers movies. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Is anyone decent at crossguard? Actually, yes. You know, I don't know it super well, so I haven't been able to create any kind of teaching systems for it. But Hunter over at Irvine Base, who I haven't seen in a while, but she's actually the women's champion in women's champion from Summer Slash 2. She's quite good at crossguard, actually, because she has a background in it. Actually, she did kendo. She knows how to block and a cut and strike back. She's very good at it. Let's go ahead and I don't have anything else to watch, but we're still in chat, so let's go and see if I can pull up that matchup. You can see Hunter in action here. Give me a second. We'll pull up Hunter and the what's the Last Jedi bird penguin thing called? What is that thing called? It's not a prinny. It's Porg. It's Porg. Hunter and the Porg. Hunter and Porg. Oh my God, we're not top? We're not first? What's up with that? Lightspeed Saber. It's got to be here. What the heck? How is it not here? Women. There it is. I'll pull this a match up here. Let me get this in our browser. Oh, looks like we got it, yeah. Yes, Porg. Pow. Classic matchup, super classic. So, Hunter's the tall one.
All right.
Gosh, it's so long ago. My goodness. Elizabeth has a kid now. It's crazy. Hunter, I think she may have graduated from grad school. That's wild. Can't believe it. We had sponsors then. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Good day. It was a good day, yeah. Oh no! Wait, wait. Will, this is your fault. That music in the back, that's you. That's gonna ruin our Twitch, buddy. You know what? It's okay. I don't think we don't make money on the Twitch anyway, so it's fine. Nice pick off on that one there, on the hand. Hunter's got she's so tall. Really rough, really tough. Liz, I don't remember how tall she is. She's not 5'0", but she's about my height, I think. Old scoring system too, so. Yeah, you could definitely see the pick off from that slow-mo. And look at that fool. Look at this ref. What's wrong with him? Couldn't make a call. What's his problem? My goodness. So this is the old system if you don't know. So you only scored 1 or 3 points. So if it was clean, you scored 3, and if it was first touch, then you scored 1. So there's no defense bonus, there's no headshot bonus. And Hunter's a great fighter. You know, she knows how to keep her distance. Obviously the height helps. She has a lot of stepping reach. You know, she can really get out of the way with just a couple strides. Liz, yeah, this must have been so tough for her because this was like a 20-point match, you know. But one of her big mistakes is she winds up too much. You know, you can see her wind. Look at this wind. Look at this wind. You know, right? Not prepared. If you're gonna wind, you got to use a compound attack. You know, you got to fake out more. You have to make it a lot less obvious as to when you're striking. Liz going for the beat, trying to clear the blade out. Chasing Hunter around the ring there. Possibly hit on the hilt there. Yep. First touch on the hilt there. 1 point for Liz. Yes, well, you made the fight feel epic. And then you made it so we can't monetize this video on YouTube. This is your fault. Another nice, clean hilt pick right there. Really cool side hook. Boom! Beautiful. Actually, no, that was on the shoulder. Excuse me. Ouch. Yeah, I feel bad for this one. But, you know, it isn't all height, though. I mean, Hunter's doing a great job of keeping her distance, taking clean shots when they're able. Another clean shot for her right there. And Liz is just playing right into Hunter's game. That's the problem, you know. Liz she's rushing too much, you know. She really should be trying to stay back. This should have been a much lower scoring matchup, you know. But Liz just, she can't not chase. And, oof. Oh, hilt loss. Oh, tip loss. Look at that. Rob Chan. Looks like a baby. And there's the tip, baby. There's the tip. All this edited by yours truly. Hunter circles a lot. It'd be advantages if you cut her off. You mean like prevent her from circling? Yeah. If Liz could kind of take up the center a bit more, it might help her. Going in circles a lot there, making the refs run to keep up. Oh gosh, yeah. I'm so glad we don't have to do this anymore. We don't use these big square rings anymore, so the fences are a lot less likely to flip. Hunter at 18. Oh, that was nice. It's too bad that couldn't be a headshot two-pointer in the modern rules. That surely should have been a clean hit, though. That should have been an intercept. I think Hunter's strike was late. She should have got 3 for that. Nice deflect. Oof. Oh, gosh. Pow. Messy. And, by the way, the gloves that Hunter's wearing, yeah, not legal anymore. We definitely wouldn't allow that these days. First touch, Elizabeth. Hunter never expects headshots. It's a good way to catch her off guard. Yeah, I don't suppose she would. You know, Liz did start to get better at the flunge, you know, a way to gain some height and some reach, actually. So I bet she'd do a lot better today if she were to take another shot. Oh, nice deflect in return. Beautiful. Although, as I recall, we didn't rule it this way, actually. Let's just wait for the slow-mo and you'll see. Yeah, just barely. So she skids up the sides on the sides of Hunter. And Hunter conceded that, actually. So he would not have had that if it wasn't for the concession. Look at that. That's Les Valenzuela. He's banned. He's banned from Lightspeed. I think there's another SD Sabers person back there. That might be Demius in the back there. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's the mains and over on the side there. We're not friends with them anymore. Nick Richardson on the left, and along with some penguins over there. There's that's Tony's I'll do it there. Honestly, I think Hunter started to let Liz catch up at this point. Oh, nice hit there. Very cool hit. Going around the side there. Look at that doofus with the glasses. I like the way I used to edit these videos though. It was kind of cool with the music. You like how I edited in just the sound of the hit? This is when I had time to do this sort of thing. Pow. Such a good shot. I wish she'd fight more. She's so good. Let's check the chat here. What glove is she wearing? She's wearing wood sword fighting gloves. I mean, they're not really good for wood either, but those gloves are designed for swords that actually have a guard on them. So, would be interesting to rescore old matches on new rules for ref training. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah. That would be interesting. So, woodenswords.com. Yeah, padded leather fencing gloves. Yeah, those are not good enough for Lightspeed Saber. Thanks for pulling that up. By the way, appreciate that. Actually, we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and take a look at him. Actually, as long as we're here. Yeah, exactly. Those kind of gloves right there. Definitely would not work. Definitely would not pass. I do wonder how much they weigh, though. I doubt that they would do that, though. So, hey, oh, you guys want to see something hilarious? I don't know if they still have this or not, but Neiman Fencing used to have these really ugly padded jackets. I don't know if I can find it or not. I'm not seeing it. They made these really ugly jackets that were designed to look kind of like the Mandalorian armor, I think. Let me see if I can find it here. Mandalorian armor. I don't know. It just needed some passes. Another few passes. Just wasn't great. Oh, this is cosplay armor stuff. That's pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we can't find it right now. But if I see it, I'll put it in the Discord or something like that. So, okay. Anyway, so that's it for tonight. Hopefully that was a decent 2 hours. Thanks for those of you who joined me. Once again, for those of you who may have joined in halfway and don't know much about us, we are Lightspeed Saber League, the world's fastest light-based fencing. We are all about authentic lightsaber combat and good sporting combat. And what we just watched tonight was TSL. So it was not actually Lightspeed Saber. It was the TSL format, which is heavier, a little bit slower, a bit more heavier hitting. And once in a while, I just like to start to watch something else and have a little bit of fun with it so that we can branch out a little bit, see what they do well, and see what we can learn from it, okay? So thanks again for joining us. And hopefully we'll be able to do this more often. And it's not always going to be me. I'm hoping to bring on someone who wants to do a live stream for us. And so if you're interested, let me know. We've already got someone in mind, but who knows? Maybe we'll have a couple different shows going on, okay? So thanks so much. Stay healthy, and may the force be with you. See y'all next week, maybe. Bye. And share, like, and subscribe. All that other BS.